Hi, welcome back to the Sea Morning Show. Now, Indonesia has the highest primate biodiversity in the world. There are 61 from about 479 species in the world.
That's right. Now, these Indonesian primates consist of 5 families from 11 genus and 38 species, of which are endemic. And today we will talk about one of them, that is Javan gibbon. So, a Javan gibbon, or Owa Jawa, is a primate in the gibbon family Hilobatidae. It is endemic to the Java Island, where it inhabits undisturbed rainforest up to an altitude of 2,450 meters. It is listed as endangered on the International Union for Conservation of Nature, or IUCN, Red List since 2008, as the wild population is estimated at comprising less than 2,500 mature individuals.
Now, the Javanese gibbons is an arboreal animal that spends most of its life in trees. Javanese gibbons live in small groups that are family-like, as they consist of a male and female pair, as well as immature gibbons. The Javan gibbon is a loyal primate in defending its territory. Female gibbons will make loud sounds to mark their territory, and the female gibbon's voice can be heard up to 1 kilometer away. Wow, that's very loud. Now, to learn more about Java gibbon and how to teach our children about our endemic primates, we now have with us this morning Yayasan Konservasi Ekosistem Alam Nusantara or Kiara Konservatif Rahayu Oktaviani. Good morning, Mbak Ayu.
Good morning,
Good
Mbak
morning.
Ayu. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so we will talk about gibbons. Now, I want to know first, before we talk about your book, because the IUCN, as we mentioned before, classified Javan gibbons as an endangered animal on its list. So, what can you tell us about this specific animals and what is happening to them?
Okay, thank you. So if you talk about the gibbons, so they actually known as the small apes. So they are not monkeys.
No, they're not monkeys.
They are not monkeys. They're the cousins of the great apes like the chimpanzees, bonobo, orangutan, and the gorilla.
Okay.
But compared with the great apes, their existence kind of like unknown and not being popular. While actually there are only 20 species of the gibbons left in the world, and all of them are located in Asia.
Oh, okay.
Yes, while in our country itself, Indonesia, we have 9 species of them. So about 45% of the diversity of the gibbon species are located in our country.
Okay.
So 4 species are living in Kalimantan, another 4 in Sumatra, but there's only 1 species
Only one in Java.
that live in Java, which is the Javan gibbon.
The Javan gibbon.
The Javan gibbon.
Okay.
And if you talk about like Java Island, you know, it's one of the most densely populated island on
Yeah,
Earth,
of
right?
course.
And we as the human, we need more and more necessity regarding development, infrastructure, settlement, and so on. And it causing like the shrinking and the decreasing of the forested area as the natural habitat for the animals, including the Javan gibbons. So if we combine the threats like the forest habitat loss and also the hunting supply for the pet threat, that becoming like the biggest main threat for the Javan gibbons actually. So some people illegally try to sell and buy the Javan gibbons as pets. Yes, that's kind of like the condition right now, and it's threatened their existence, but we cannot lose hope, right?
Yeah.
Because in Java itself, we still have some forested area, even though it's distributed not evenly one each other. And Javan gibbons are living exclusively on the trees, and they can be found only in the several part from the western part of Java to the several part area in the central Java. So we can find them in some protected area like the Ujung Kulon National Park, Gunung Gede Pangrango, and the Gunung Halimun Salak National Park, and as far as the Dieng Mountain in the central Java.
Okay, can you talk about the numbers, Mbak Ayu?
The
How
numbers,
many are there?
yes, the numbers of the Javan gibbons, we don't have like the exact number of the population itself because it's quite difficult to estimate the population. But currently we predict it's about 2,500 individuals left.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
wow. That's the latest numbers.
True.
All right, now we're gonna talk about some books, and then we see there's several books right here, and one of them is called, if I'm not mistaken, is the Buku Harian Salwa si Owa Jawa, which is about the Javan gibbon.
Javan
So
gibbon.
how did you end up writing the book?
Yeah, this is the diary of Salwa, the Buku Harian Salwa si Owa Jawa. I think it's by coincidence. I mean, like, I never imagined myself to be the author of the storybook for the young readers. I never imagined that because I'm a primatologist basically. So my job kind of like absurd. So even my parents in the beginning of my career path still questioning about the choice that I made. Like why you cannot just do the job just like somebody else. Something
Always
like
the
that.
parents, always the parents.
Exactly. And then because my team and we should enter the forest on a daily basis. So we enter the jungle, we follow the gibbon. So we basically kind of like the paparazzi for the
Oh,
Javan gibbons.
okay. So they're the Kim Kardashian of your world.
Indeed.
Okay.
So we kind of like follow them and we monitor each one of the individuals and then we write down their activities, what kind of the food they're eating and identify the tree and so on in the Gunung Halimun Salak National Park. And then a few years ago when I start observing the gibbons for my research, I heard one of the most beautiful songs roaming in the wild. Whoop, 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 whoop. So
Wow.
So that's actually part of the female great call of the Javan
yeah.
gibbon.
Oh.
I still remember I got the goosebump at the time.
Wow.
I still remember the moment when I get like to hear it for the first time in the wild. So I think it's like the eye-opening moment for me. And it was like the time when I realized why I neglected this species, why I didn't know a lot about them, while actually they are endangered and they only can be found in Java Island. And I think start from that point, I commit to myself that I want to protect the species. I want more and more people to care and know about like the diversity of the primates that we have in this country. And I think the experience that I have and my team have in the field, it's kind of like privilege.
Yeah.
To
of
be able
course.
to observe the wild animals in their habitat and then it's not for everybody.
Yeah, we don't
So-
have that experience. And
So
I
that's
kinda
why I
envy
want to
that.
share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's part of the knowledge that actually not should be only written in the scientific journal as
Yeah.
part of my responsibility as a scientist, but we should reach down to the community. We should
Yeah.
make general public also care and have like the sense of belonging to the species.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to
Yeah.
ask you this then. Are these gibbons, can we find it around Bogor area or something like that?
Exactly,
So
yes.
are they the only one that can make that sounds? Because I remember like walking around like
Familiar.
in Bogor area and like that sounds kind of familiar and then like
Yeah.
you can hear it like, you know, you're just walking through. I was kind of wondering like what kind of animal it was. Is that,
It's the
it must be a
It's the
Oh,
It's the gibbon, yes.
interesting.
We can find it in the Bogor area, especially in the Gunung Halimun Salak National Park.
Okay,
Yes.
right.
They have like the quality of the forest is so good. It's still like the remaining submountain forest available in Java Island. And it's like the big and then like the perfect home for the Java.
Yeah, it's funny. Like when she made that sound, it reminds me of a jungle. Like, I mean, like
I
I never realized that was like you've been to some places and then
Yeah.
you kind of like have that either smell or noise that
Yeah.
reminds you of that, and then that exactly reminds me of what I imagine
you-
like walking like it has that feeling of a
Aw.
jungle.
Wow, so you heard that.
I did. I think you need to record that for the book. Like, the interactive
with
version.
with the button,
Right.
with the quiz button. All right. Now, we also want to know, Bayu, when you wrote this, how long did it take you to write
To
this
write this
book?
one. I think it's about like few months. I forget how exactly it is, but it's about like a few months starting from building the storyline and then also communicating with the illustrator, Mbak Dian,
Okay.
and which actually I haven't met her in person until today.
Really?
We met coincidentally through the blogging community online.
Okay.
Yes.
So if you
and-
want to know the insights of this book, it's actually it's somewhat like a logbook.
Indeed.
Like a logbook. It's a diary about the Owa Jawa, Salwa, about the gibbon. So it has the date here, 4th of April. Oh, it's close to our date now, and May 5th, and yeah, so on and so forth. So, so I want to know when you wrote this book. This is for kids, right?
Yeah.
Was it difficult? Was it challenging? Because you're, as a scientist, you talk to adults, you don't talk to kids.
Exactly. Exactly. It's so difficult at the first time, especially in the beginning, because you know, as the scientists, we use a lot jargons or like the terms that not really easily to be understood by the general public, right? And the way how to translate science into something that more straightforward is kind of like challenging at the first.
Yeah.
But I learned and I believe that everyone basically is a storyteller.
Yeah.
And every story is
believe
worth
that
to tell. True. And then the challenge that I faced, I try to face it by talking with the kids, especially the one that living in the village nearby our site. So I broke the first draft of my book to them and I read it to them. So they are my first readers and they are my first reviewers.
Did you use this?
No, I
the
didn't. I didn't use the YMO at the time. Yes, and then at the time, so based on that experience, so they could give me the comment, right?
Yeah,
so
the
I could,
feedback.
yes, the feedback. And I could improve the rating and then then the content of the book itself.
Okay, what did they say?
So
Do
they
you
said, it's
remember?
very interesting because I haven't heard about the gibbons. So I just knew that they don't have tails. So something like that.
Oh, they don't have tails. Okay.
You learn something.
Yeah.
Now, as a gibbon conservationist, you often educate people and children, of course, and to love the species. But what kind of action, what kind of information that you want for people to know and understand better about the gibbons, especially the Javan gibbon?
Yes, especially for the Javan gibbon. So I remember one quote from my inspiration, the most renowned primatologist, she's Jane Goodall.
Oh, we love Jen.
Yes, Jane Goodall. And then she said that every individual matters. Every
Yeah.
individual can make difference. And that becoming the foundation for me to keep doing what I want to do until today. And I believe that each one of us has contribution for the conservation, no matter how small it is.
Yeah.
As simple as spreading the information, like Javan gibbons don't have tails. So
Yeah.
that's like the correct information. And also do not buy them as pets. If you find somebody sell it, so just report it to the authority, so something like that. And you know, after the pandemic transition right now, people becoming aware and more realize that the existence of the natural world that really need by us. So if you have time to visit the Javan gibbon's habitat in the jungle, please just listen.
Yeah.
Just listen and then just like don't make any noise, don't littering, just try to listen and being like realize that we as human is part of the ecosystem and it's our obligation to keep it intact.
It's our obligation to keep it intact. Thank you for the message, Mbak Ayu.
Thank you.
So as a city dweller, we can maybe play or go to the forest near our city, but just stay put, just listen to them and help them to become a more habitual area, I think,
Yes,
for
true.
them, yeah? Okay, so now we have here, what do we have here, actually?
Yeah, this is like the giant snake and ladder, but to make it, because you know, it's not easy to talk with kids if you only use like the slide presentation, right?
Okay.
So you have to find something that interactive for them and to play together while they can be learned.
Okay.
So we try to make like the
So are we gonna play this?
So let's try this. So how do we play this? Do we have the dice? Or?
Oh no, yeah,
We don't
forgot
need
to
the
put
dice.
Yes.
Okay.
So it consists of like the facts and some kind of like the challenge, but basically it includes all of the scientific based information about the Javan gibbons, the predators, and what they eat and so on. So,
Okay, so we start from here. Mulai
Yes.
dari nol ya.
Okay.
Bang Indra, do you want
All right,
to
so do I
it
need
first?
to roll the dice
Okay.
or? So if you guys can see here, we have like some facts. So it's not just like a regular. Well, it's kind of like regular snake and ladder, but
Okay.
but at the same time, then we have information about like owa Jawa dapat melompat sejauh 10 sampai 15 meter.
Meter.
So the Java gibbons can actually jump up high 10 to 15 meters.
True.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's
So
okay.
between, because they are arboreal, so they
from
have
the
to move
tree to
between the canopy.
Right,
Okay.
they can move
So you just roll the dice and then you can
Yeah, you just move.
climb the ladder.
Yeah. Let's say I roll 4, I want to roll 4 so I can jump to the 18th.
Okay, but we'll play this on our breaks. But thanks again, Bayu, for coming to us,
Thank you for
to
having
come
me.
here and then to explain about Java gibbons. And we hope that our viewers can learn more about Javan gibbons, and we, as the city dweller, we can do our part.
One question is, where can we can find the book?
It's available on the bookstores, and also you can contact me directly if you want to buy it.
Okay, where can we contact you?
Through the Instagram account of our organization, Yayasan Kiara.
Yayasan Kiara. Okay, and then you can purchase the book there
Sure.
and support the Javan gibbons.
Yes.
Thank you, Bayu, once
Thank you
again.
too.
Thank you for the inspiration. So we're up for another short break, and we will play this, of course. But we'll be back, and Archie will be back with Salam Ramadan. So keep it here on the C Morning Show. I'm gonna play this.